Thanks, Sue.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, really appreciate you jumping on, even though you're in a bit of a rush and everything.
All
Won't take
right.
up too much of your time. I think it will just be really interesting to kind of hear about your experience coaching with me. But I suppose, first of all, if we can get a bit of an understanding about your background and why you reached out. So, yeah, I guess the first question is how you were feeling, like how were you feeling prior to reaching out? And was there anything specific that you were struggling with?
I was ready to make a change. I knew I wanted to make a change. It was finding the right method to make the change.
Mhm.
Um, like most of it's kind of common sense, but I was like, I think I said to you in the very beginning, I need a bit of third party accountability, and
Mhm.
I was looking for the right source of third party accountability. Struggling wise was snacking has been a particular difficulty for me, particularly when I'm in the office because there's just a shop downstairs, and just wandering downstairs at lunchtime with the excuse of I'm stretching my legs and just going and buying rubbish from the shop.
Mhm.
So some
Yeah.
help with that is what I wanted, and just some more positive change, I think.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I certainly remember the snacking. Obviously, as you kind of touched on as well, not too much movement, and you were just wanting to improve. I'm just looking at the notes from our initial consultation, which was about 4 months ago, I think. Been working
Yeah,
with.
July, I think it was.
Yeah. So yeah, you were kind of saying you wanted to improve your health. You didn't feel like you were quite in control. And
Yeah.
then you were sort of saying you struggle with the certain textures of things that are typically recommended and you hate salads and things like that. So obviously it was really important to find a
Yeah.
way for you to improve the overall diet without going to
Yeah.
that sort of classical broccoli rice salads type of
Yeah.
nutrition. Um, yeah. So was there anything that kind of was there any sort of specific event or reason that you felt like you needed to reach out at the time?
There was. It's funny. I was thinking about it, and there wasn't anything specific. I've been following on Instagram for a really long time,
Mhm.
and I always found you very non-judgmental. Particularly, obviously, I'm a bigger person, and your content always felt very non-judgmental and very like even, and you were always citing your sources, and you could tell me where to find stuff. And then I just happened to be reading through my emails late at night, and I'd signed up to your newsletter, and a newsletter would come through, and I sat having a bit of a read, and I was like, do you know what? Contact, I'm doing it. And it wasn't even anything specific.
Yeah.
There was just a little bit of a spark, and I was like, I'm doing it. Why am I wasting time? I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Press
Awesome.
the button.
And so I guess over the last sort of 4 months, what do you feel like the biggest improvements for you have been? What and kind of what have you, yeah, and how are you feeling now compared to back then?
I feel so much more in control. And I think I said it a few times during check-ins, like I don't feel out of control. And particularly again with snacking, I feel like now if I get in that mode, and I've actually been like it the last couple of days where I'm like, can we have an evening snack? Can we have an evening snack? And I'm like, hang on a second. We don't actually have to do that. You're not hungry. You don't actually need anything else. Or, okay, cool. We've got some protein ice cream in the freezer. Let's find some fruit
Mhm.
and let's have that instead. Like that real shift and alter in my mindset's been so helpful.
Mhm.
And using in the very beginning, we talked about me actually thinking about why I needed, like, why I wanted to snack, and using other things. So picking up my book, my Kindle's literally charging in the other room.
Mhm.
That's been like super helpful, and just stopping and having a think about the food. Like all of that has changed. The whole thing's just been so much easier being able to think about it. And it's made, like, we went out for dinner on Sunday night for our anniversary, and we ordered a mixed grill, and it was slightly out of control. It was
I looked great. You sent me a picture. It looked really good.
it was absolutely fantastic, very protein fueled because it
Yeah.
was just all meat. But I was like, oh, I don't like the mushrooms, I don't like the tomato. I was like, should we order some green beans?
Mhm.
Sorry. Who am I ordering green beans at dinner? Like I've been out for dinner a few times over the last few months, kind of birthdays and stuff. And I keep ordering vegetables. I would never have done that before,
Mhm.
ever. Never, ever, ever would I have ordered veg with my dinner going out. I'd have just accepted what's on the plate.
Mhm.
And it's small things like that. And I mean, I've lost about a stone and a half, I think,
Mhm.
over that time. That's kind of roughly what I think I've lost. But obviously for me, the number on the scale is not necessarily super
Yeah,
important. But it's nice to have a measure. I have got some body measurements from a few months ago that I need to re-update to see,
sure.
because I can put my clothes on now and I can see the difference,
Mhm.
particularly at the moment because I'm getting all my winter stuff out that I wore last year.
Mhm.
I'm putting things on and going, oh, I
Yeah.
look a bit different now. And I've also upped my steps better.
Mhm.
I've upped my steps more and thinking about the dog. And I remember what you said about Ralph and being like, he's only with me for a short time, so I need to walk him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just finding what motivates people. And you love your dogs. I was like, that's what I think about when I can't
True.
bother to take him. I'm like, that's the highlight of his day. I can't not take him for a proper walk.
That's true. That's true. It's worked very well. Very
Yeah.
well.
No, it's good. I mean, I think just from the point that you've been tracking within the coaching app, it's almost 20 pounds, which is eight-ish kilos. So you've done really well. But as you say, like you kind of mentioned numerous times that clothes were fitting better and everything. So no, that's really good. And I think a lot of the things that I always try to imprint on people is that it's not necessarily about eliminating anything specific. As you say, if you're going out, it's just making meals or snacks slightly more balanced and having some of what you want and then just making that a bit more conducive to your goals and to kind of help you going forwards without any massive restriction. And you've done that really well. Um,
Well, I eat breakfast now. I didn't eat breakfast for like four
yeah.
years, and I eat breakfast nearly every day. We tend not to at the weekends because we do have bigger
Mhm.
meals at the weekends. So I do tend to offset that by not having breakfast.
Yeah.
But I eat breakfast now, and I'm trying to find a new winter breakfast at the moment. I'm
Mhm.
on porridge. We've gone porridge currently,
Mhm.
but even that, like I say to people have asked me because people have noticed, which is nice, and people said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, eating food still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, guys, I'm still eating delicious food, just eating a bit more veg and just being a bit more mindful of what I'm putting on my
Yeah.
plate and not snacking and stuff. So, yeah, that's another thing that I noticed from your content, which was another score. It's another point in your favour is that at no
Yeah.
point did you ever mention restricting anything
Mm.
because, all them diets that make you, I just don't think they're not helpful, are they? So,
No, no. No, and you've been doing really well, and I am sure that you will continue to make great progress, both physically and mentally as well.
yeah,
But yeah, and so I guess the final question is, would you recommend working with me to others?
100%,
Great.
10 out of 10, 5 gold stars.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I mean, as I say to everybody, don't kind of try to. I do have people. I mean, more so in person. I have people like really long term. With online, it's sort of more short to medium term. But the goal is not to try to retain people forever. Like I want you to have the tools to then go off by yourself and continue to make progress without me. But as I always say to everybody as well, is you can always reach out at any point if you need any help or have any questions. You can slide into the DMs and I'll be there.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I think you've given me plenty of tools to keep going. Obviously, Christmas is going to be interesting, but I've still got the Zoom to watch. I might
Yes.
do that later on or over the weekend, so I've still got the Zoom to watch. But I don't doubt that it'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah,
fine. I feel like I've got some good tools in my arsenal, and it can only get better, can't it?
for sure. I think yeah. So just for anyone watching this, I just did a sort of talk yesterday for my clients to kind of help them navigate the holiday period. But to be honest, a lot of the things that I talk about in there are things you're doing really well already, and then there'll probably be some bonus things to kind of help you too. But yeah, obviously you can watch the recording. Now you have the link. But yeah, awesome. I'll pause the recording there. Thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
It's all right, no problem at all.